Howdy, folks. Welcome to y'all's Podcast Unlocked.
Halfway through that, you decided to do the accent.
I went with it. Yeah, I was like, wait, where is this going? Let's take it somewhere else. And then it just doesn't work when you can't. When you don't fully commit, it never works.
Sure.
Anyway, I think this is Podcast Unlocked, last I checked. The world's #1 Xbox podcast for October 14th, 2015. It's episode 216. That's a lot of teen numbers right
Yeah.
there.
It's
Not
the
another
teen zone.
teen movie.
Welcome to the teen zone.
I'm Ryan McCaffrey, Mitch Dyer.
That's me.
Marty Sleva.
Hi.
Destin Legary looking sharper than ever.
You look a real handsome boy.
This is a nice
Sharper
shirt.
than ever.
You got a lady taking you shopping? Is that what's going on, or can we give you the credit for
I
this?
learned how to dress.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Lots going on this week. We're officially in the full throes of fall madness, which is good.
Yeah.
A lot of fun stuff happening. I've been at preview events for all
I haven't
big
seen you
stuff all week.
ever.
Yeah.
You're gone so much.
Be gone tomorrow,
You and
too.
Malkowitz
Yeah.
are attached to the end.
Apparently. Anyway, the big thing this past week was the Star Wars Battlefront beta.
Yeah,
Who played it?
I did.
Destin?
I installed it, but I didn't play.
You played Destiny instead, didn't you?
I didn't play anything this weekend.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I-
Take a
Dressing
break.
nice, not playing
Yeah.
video games. What's going on?
Are you an
Yeah.
adult?
Have you been replaced by? Are you not? Are you really Destin?
Yeah. I went outside and saw the sky.
Speaking of Destiny, go see Destin's video of the funny. Was it the luckiest Destiny kill?
Oh, yeah. Is that what they called
Holy
it?
Christ, that video is good.
Just like for fun.
Oh, it's so
Blink.
good.
Yeah. That happened during the live stream. It was great.
So, what did you guys think of the Battlefront beta? Because it's kind of getting there's a lot of chatter on it for one thing online.
Yeah.
And it's on both sides. So where do you guys?
I really
fall?
like it. I think it's great.
Why?
Remains to be seen if it's going to be a great game, but
Yeah.
as it stands, I think it's an incredible Star Wars thing. I think it really nails
Mm-hmm.
everything Star Wars, music, visual effects, audio, just the tone, everything about it just feels
I want
like
to see
Star
that
Wars.
on the box.
Yeah.
An incredible Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
IGN.com.
Yeah. So I like that a whole lot. I like the way the weapons feel. I like that everything is highly lethal. You can only take a couple shots. I like the number of things that you can just get into, whether it's
Yeah.
a vehicle or a turret or a
Yep.
setup thing or
It's
whatever.
basically what we've played at a few events, right?
Yeah, and now we get a little more insight into like how the card system works, which I don't like, and I don't like the UI. I'm not super thrilled on the controls. Like I think it has problems right now, and I think obviously because EA addressed it, it is severely in the advantage of the Empire. It is
Yeah.
so difficult to play as
Now-
the Rebels and win.
Star Wars superfan, longtime IGNer Anthony Gallegos took
Yes.
to Twitter
Ooh.
to say that if the Rebels would just use the turrets that they're given,
Yes,
it's not a
I agree.
problem.
Those are super powerful. The problem then becomes you need people, and maybe this will come down to like when we're playing together. It's
It's all
easier.
match made right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem is that nobody's going for the objectives because if you're in the objective area to bring down the shields of an AT-AT to then use the turret to kill it, you're super vulnerable. You're fish in a barrel. You're easy pickings, especially if somebody's in an AT-AT or the AT-ST.
What did you think of it, Marty?
Yeah, a lot of what I thought echoed Mitch's sentiments. I liked the maps. I was surprised by I wasn't.
Solist is awesome.
Solus is actually really cool, and I like how different the two modes the modes felt. Yeah, I think the production value is incredible. I think it captures a cinematic sort of feel in a way that a lot of multiplayer shooters don't. And maybe it's just because it's drawing from something that is obviously originally cinematic, but the way it captures the visual aesthetics and the soundscape of a Star Wars battle is like perfect, and the special effects look
Yep.
like practical special effects from the 70s.
Every time the sparks hit a wall, I just giggle. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm obviously not alone in playing the game. 9 million people played the beta over the weekend.
That's a lot of
folks.
people.
Yeah, that's a ton of people, and I'm super stoked to play on all the different maps. And yeah, I'm 100% on board day one. I'm curious to see how long it's going to last, especially in the fall with Halo and
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
So, yeah.
Well, it is kind of the last, but it's the last big game
yeah.
out of those big shooters. Other than
But
Rainbow
what
Six.
about Rainbow Six?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, it's a busy season for multiplayer shooters.
Yeah,
I didn't. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't get to play it in the beta, but I played it like E3.
Yeah.
And I'm actually kind of one of the people. I'm not really into it. Like, I'm not. That doesn't mean it's a bad product.
Right.
Sure.
It's just like I didn't like that I could never get to be Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker because everybody would just beeline it for those
I don't even know how to
objectives.
find that stuff.
I have no idea where
Yeah.
those coins
Yeah.
are.
I'd
for
see it on the
anything.
screen and I just like try running into them and like I'd be like, all right, well I didn't get it. You know,
It used to
and
be
somebody else
earned.
would
Like you would
always
reach a kill streak. It was like the original kill streak because you got like 10 kills and you got to play as Boba Fett. And now it's like, oh, you happened to be near the thing when it appeared, and now you get to play as this hero character. It's
There are
like,
pluses and minuses to both
Yeah.
ways there.
definitely.
You know, because you want players that maybe aren't as skilled that can't get a 10 kill streak to be able to have a chance.
I'm
to
more
be...
likely to get a 10 kill streak than to find one of those things.
Yeah. Well, that's another matter. But yeah, like I came away from it. I played for one night over the weekend, and I just came away with the fact that, to me, what I played reeks of it was almost like I could read DICE's whiteboard, their like design manifesto. Goal number 1: make it feel like Star Wars, because that was my big takeaway from it. It completely nails the Star Wars feel. Mitch, you were hitting on.
Yep.
I mean, certainly the visuals, but you're saying the sound too.
Yeah, like when you're walking, like as a stormtrooper, when you're running alongside the stormtroopers, like even the crunch of the snow has like that exact sound from The Empire Strikes Back, like when they're charging through the snow.
Yeah.
Like that. Just the heavy audio of an AT-AT moving.
Yeah, the howl of the planes going overhead, right?
Yeah,
I did see an amazing GIF.
It's so good.
Everyone's seen that one. I already know what you're
like
talking
Luke
about.
Skywalker's coming in, then all of a sudden,
Mark Hamill saw that GIF.
Yeah.
He tweeted about it.
It was so funny.
But yeah, I actually think, and I don't know how the rest of the game's going to kind of flesh out. Like, I tried because they actually recommend that you don't jump into the Hoth map right away, the Walker Assault. So it's okay, I'll go do the single-player horde mode thing.
Oh yeah, the co-op stuff is really cool
okay,
too.
That's
I liked it a
I
lot.
could see where this would go, but I don't know how much ultimately there's going to be in this. We know it's 12 maps or 4 planets.
4 planets, 12 maps,
So-
and then a lot of people were worried about the amount of modes. And now I'm worried
They've
that
announced
there's
a lot of modes.
maybe there's too many. Like it seems so scattershot. Of like we have this and this and this, and they're all different. You got the hero hunt, you got the droid thing, and you got the deathmatch and the small. Slow down.
Yeah.
Relax.
But
focus on conquest. Just let me do that. That's all I care about is just a conquest and mode type. It's all I care about.
So I don't know how the game is going to turn out, but I think because my biggest takeaway was, holy hell, this totally feels like Star Wars, and it's going to be releasing exactly 1 month ahead of the film. It's Episode 7.
And the Jakku thing comes early December.
Right. It's sort of hitting at the peak of the marketing and the peak of the excitement. I actually think this game, that Battlefront, could outsell Call of Duty this year. That's how, because of that, casual players and even some hardcore ones will kind of be, I won't say Jedi mind trick to say it's a bad thing, but they will be just swooning over the fact that it really is the first shooter, the first multiplayer shooter in forever that actually feels like Star Wars.
It's like the Batman games, those appeal to mass audience, not just gamers.
True.
Yeah,
very true.
And you can see a vine of the game and be like, oh my god, that looks and sounds incredible. You can see 10 seconds.
Yeah. Now,
or even 10 seconds of like Luke jumping at an AT-ST and chopping its head off and something like that, or an AT or an A-wing smashing into Darth Vader and killing him. Like that stuff is those are the moments where you're like, yeah, I'm on board.
Yeah.
I'll play that game.
I mean, it won't actually outsell Call of Duty because Call of
Xbox
Duty is
360
also
and PS3.
on the old gen platforms, but
half of it.
Comparable platforms. I think it's got a chance to be the top seller, even though it's out two weeks after Call of Duty, but I just think it's going to be huge. I don't know how the final overall game is going to turn out. I know they announced a $50 season pass. I'm going to continue my railing against first remasters. Now we're on to season passes on this show.
Yep.
So you're looking at, and that comes with 4 expansions, the content of which they have yet to detail, and early access to those expansions by 2 weeks. So
read on IGN my feature about EA putting players first.
Yeah. So you're talking about $110. They ultimately want to get $110 out of their players. For $110, I'm sorry, like maybe
games haven't gone up in price.
Maybe
everybody
I'm
says on the internet they're still only $60. No,
I don't inherently agree that a season pass is a bad thing.
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah, and I think just the way they have done this is the same way WB did it, and we railed against them for Batman. Like you cannot say, buy this thing for $50. You'll find out what's in it later, sucker.
I mean,
exactly
Bethesda
correct.
did the same thing with Fallout.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like you were putting an
Trust
enormous
us.
amount of trust
Yeah.
in these people who you have no reason to
Like
trust
a broken
whatsoever.
record on this show now.
Yeah, just don't, maybe this will turn out to be incredible, but maybe the game doesn't turn out to be good, and maybe you don't want this. Like, there's literally no reason to do this right now.
I mean, maybe the game is incredible. Maybe it's the best shooter of all time.
Yeah.
Maybe the expansions are going to be equally incredible. Maybe the first expansion is a Rogue One expansion. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Does not excuse the fact that there's $50 and you haven't said a thing about what's in it.
Yeah.
That's super gross.
I know I'm old, but for $110, if I'm gonna go all in, I want like a 4 to 6 hour like sweet single player campaign that shows off all these mechanics, lets me play as Vader, maybe a 3 hours. 3 hour campaign is one, 3 hour campaign is the other side.
I will in and out bet that one of those expansions will have a single player or co-op story in it. I think there will be like cutscenes, there will be a plot, a start and a finish.
I'm gonna take you up on that.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm gonna say no.
I think there's no way.
Way too easy to just do maps.
Yeah, it's gonna be maps.
I
It's gonna
agree.
be modes.
Yeah.
It might even be that they take a series of multiplayer maps and turn it into a campaign. But I think that there
Maybe,
will be
yeah.
some.
What, like Titanfall? Like that kind of
Yes.
strung together multiplayer maps.
I do not see a world in which the response to this game, even this game will sell millions. It
Yes.
will be huge. It could be the biggest game of the year. I still think that they have a responsibility to the enormous number of people who say it is garbage that this game doesn't have a campaign. And I think they will adapt to that in the easiest way possible.
I think it's going to be like what we all guess will happen with Titanfall 2. That I think it's going to be Battlefront 2 that ships with a
Which
single
we
player.
also have an in-and-out bet for.
What was our bet over that? That it's going to exist?
There won't be one by 2020.
Oh, right. And I said yes, and you said
Yeah.
no, correct? Okay.
There won't be a Battlefront 2 by 2020?
Yeah, I said they won't do one until... If they do one at all, it won't be till after the new trilogy. So I'm saying after
The games
2020,
won't even
maybe
exist
yes.
then.
Oh, it'll release
right.
with, it would
Yeah.
release with the third movie, I think.
Yeah,
Probably
so
skip the
my
second.
thing is I said
Yeah.
there will not be one by the year 2020. So if there is one in 2021,
Two falls
whatever.
from now, you crazy kooks.
No
We'll
way.
get a Battlefield next year and a Battlefront the year after.
No way.
I'm looking
Not
at it.
annualized, no way.
We're looking
No
at
way.
upwards of 5 years before this bet pays off one way or the other.
We really
And
like
it will be
In-N-Out,
the
though.
sweetest
Hopefully.
burger.
It's like, you're like, I've been waiting 5 years for this.
3 years from now, we find out In-N-Out is people. Damn it.
Well,
And you know what? It wouldn't stop me.
Yeah.
It wouldn't
No.
stop me.
If that's it, then I am the world's #1 cannibal.
Yeah, just can I buy stock in this?
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't. It's a private corporation. But yeah, it's so 9 million people playing, $50 season pass with 4 TBD content expansions and early access to those. But man, yeah, it's this. I just think this is going to be the game that all the kids at school will be talking about. Like, whoa, have you played Star Wars Battlefront? Like that's going to be the one.
Can't
Man,
wait.
$110 though. I wish game prices would kind of come down a little bit.
You mean like console prices?
Yeah, wasn't there a console price?
Not
deal?
even in the news segment
I don't
yet.
know.
Destin's
We're not
already
even
on
there.
it.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought we were going to it. Sorry.
No, we are
Whatever,
going to
dude.
it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wanted to bring up, this happened right after, of course, we recorded last week. Expected move. Sony dropped the price of the PS4 in North America by
Right.
$50.
Instantly bought one.
Yeah. I bought mine at...
Wait, you didn't have a PS4 yet? Oh, okay.
I've been playing with my girlfriend's PlayStation 4. And
Oh,
she's
okay,
like,
that
get
makes sense.
Destiny off this device as soon as possible. And I'm like, all right, I'll buy a PlayStation.
Yeah, I went with a Black Friday deal last Black Friday
Nice.
and ended up, I think, getting it for like $330 or something.
Pretty good,
Yeah, that's
man.
right.
As I figured, Sony, with the way they were selling, they weren't going to drop the price for a while. And
Yeah.
it turns out it was another year.
I probably should have waited till Black Friday. It's like a month away, but man, think of how high
Don't
my
worry
light
about
level
it.
could be by then.
Yeah. But what I wanted to bring up with this, of course, is what do you guys think Microsoft's response will be, if any? Now, you
I think-
remember
yeah.
That
Phil
and then-
was on the show
Yeah.
a few weeks ago, and I asked him this because they had cut it in Japan, and he's, I said, hey, this has always traditionally meant the North American price cuts coming. He said, yep, probably Paris Games Week is what we're bracing for. We have a plan. We know what we'll do. He, of course, didn't say what. So what do you guys think?
So my instant response was that in the next 2 weeks, we'll see an Xbox One price drop. But what is the price of the Fallout 4 console?
$399. So it's a 1 terabyte box. It's not a
Their
not
pricing
500
structure is a
box.
little weird. with
Yeah,
stuff.
so I was gonna I think they could drop the price of the console, but if they do that, how does that affect any of the bundles they've already announced with prices? I don't know if it does. If it doesn't, then we're fine. But I don't know, man.
So you're saying just dropping the price of the core console?
Yeah.
And not the 35 bundles they've announced?
They
Right.
did
I
last
don't
year
know if
around Christmas, though. They dropped drop the price on certain consoles.
Well, that was the temporary price drop that we all said wouldn't be temporary, and then we were wrong, and then we were right again 8 days later.
Yeah. I think they're going to do another drop for Christmas. Like, maybe it'll be like an extended Black Friday thing, but they'll have to do something to compete.
What do you think, Marty?
Yeah, I mean, it is weird that they've so recently announced so many bundles and priced so many bundles.
Yeah.
That if you do this before Halo launches or right after Halo launches or right after Black Friday, that all of these prices that you had an entire week where you were revealing bundles throughout the week, that information sort of gets gobbled up.
What if it's not a price drop, but like you get a free year one of Xbox game or something like that?
Yeah, or
something like
year
that.
of Xbox Live.
Yeah, or
if history has
they
taught
can't
us,
drop the price, they'll do something like that.
History has taught us that
have to
value ads don't go anywhere near as far with the average consumer as the out the door sticker price.
And they have to bring it down. Like they have to. They cannot be the $400 console at holiday while Sony's at $350.
Well, they're $350 for the for the comparable 500
They got to get beneath.
They're the same price as PS4 now, effectively. Now,
I think they got to.
I was going somewhere with this besides getting your valued opinions. So Phil Spencer spoke at the 2015 GeekWire Summit and was asked if he thought Xbox One could catch PS4 in sales. And he gave a fairly genuine answer, at least as honest as you can get out of a guy who's a top-level executive at a publicly traded company. And he said, I don't know. They have a huge lead and they have a good product. I love the content, the games lineup that we have. And I thought first of all, I applaud him for mostly dodging the question. Most executives would have just dodged that somehow.
Well dodged.
Well, our portfolio for the fall is going to the best in Xbox history.
Oh, my goodness.
But his quote there kind of leads me to interpret that Xbox One's not going to cut the price this fall. Because if he's no longer... if he's sort of... I'm not interpreting that quote as him conceding the race. Yeah. But if he's publicly saying, I don't know if we can catch them in terms of installed base, I think that Microsoft's going to just do their best to wait until they can either get a slim out or get the costs of the box down enough to afford another $50 price drop, or if sales go just completely in the toilet in the face of a $350 PS3 that they just have to. Because if they were still in it to be quote-unquote number one, I think then, maybe they take the short-term hit and say, forget it. We'll eat a couple of bucks on every box. We want to get as many units as out there so we can claim we're number one. But if it's a kind of they've got a pretty big lead, it sounds like they're going to focus more on themselves and just making the best business that they can without worrying about being quote-unquote number one.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, in a bubble, the Xbox One is doing fantastic.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's just that bubble...
It's compared to
another bubble.
A mega bubble.
A mega bubble. I mean, I think it would be smart what if... I don't know. If they do hold out all the way till E3 and then we do get this a really severe redesign that is much smaller.
Which I totally think is going to happen.
I might buy another console if they redesign it and it's more compact, runs quiet.
Yeah.
Well, it's already that's
bigger
the one thing
drive.
is for as big as the Xbox One is, and particularly in comparison to the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
It's it's whisper quiet, and the PS4 is not.
My concern would be shrinking it, like it might have a louder fan or something for some reason,
Yeah,
but like if it's on par noise-wise and everything, and it's smaller.
Or being able to get an internal power supply, like that brick.
Oh
that
God,
would be
I hate
nice.
the bricks. I was just setting up. We moved desks in the office.
You realize that
I have like bricks stacked on bricks.
The only Xbox to ever have an internal power supply is the original Xbox. Both slim redesigns for the 360 still had power bricks, and of course the Xbox One does.
And it's a dumb thing to complain about, but we notice it a lot because we have to move our consoles a lot. I have to travel with consoles. I have to put them in my backpack.
I think we're the only ones that care, honestly.
So it's totally one of those things, but I mean, it is a...
Well, I mean, even at home,
space.
I have like a bunch of bricks on my I have two Xbox 360s hooked up, and two bricks behind it.
Bricks like the wall?
No.
She's a brick.
The power supply
I was being a
bricks.
real jerk.
I know.
I was being a real
I was just trying to gloss over it and continue. Yeah.
Anyway, so so I think no, they will not. Mitch, sounds like you think yes, price drop this year.
Yeah, I don't know.
Soonish?
It might not even be like a permanent official one, but I think they will do like for Black Friday it's $50 less.
Right. All right. And I still think no. So I'm no, you're yes. Marty, what do you say?
Oh, yeah. I think they're going to do a fake temporary thing like last year.
They're going to do a Black Friday thing, and then after that, they're going to do the software bundle sort of thingy I talked about.
You think they'll just kick up the?
They'll be like free year of Xbox Live with your console,
right?
You know.
All right. Well, we will see. Nobody's betting over it, but it'll be interesting to look back on, regardless. All right. Be right back with the news. All right. More like get to the rest of the news as we sort of got into it a little.
Long cold open.
Yeah. What are you going to do? The one thing I forgot to mention at the top is, which I'll mention again later, but since not everyone gets all the way through the show, Microsoft's been very kind to us again. They reached out and said, hey, want to give away another Xbox One? And I said,
oh, they did.
Sure.
Why not?
Is that an Xbox One?
Oh,
Look at that Xbox. Oh, that's a good one.
These are pretty.
Dang, one
I really like the
terabyte.
design of this
Forza
one.
Motorsport
It's
6
1
bundle.
TB/TO.
That looks
I
good.
don't know what the O stands
Terrell
for.
Owens?
It's a 1 Terrell.
Toronto.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've got
Is
the
this
Forza
English
Motorsport
and
6
French?
bundle, courtesy of Microsoft.
It is.
And we're going to give this away. We'll do the same thing as last time, even though my inbox is going to regret this. It's going to be with a trivia question. Send in a good Unlock Block trivia question, and I'm going to more or less randomly pick one.
Mm-hmm.
But if it sucks, I'll skip it. It's got to be a good one.
It's the 1 terabyte Forza Motorsport 6 console, limited edition console and controller, or in French, console et manette en edition limitée.
You're Canadian. This is
Console
butchery.
y control de edición limitada.
Thanks, Destin.
Yeah.
So
I'm off the show permanently.
We'll give you more details later,
Yeah.
but stay tuned for Unlock Block. And we'll give that bad boy away
That thing
next
looks
week.
Awesome. That thing looks awesome.
So let's start with Halo 5.
Team Chief.
Hashtag Team Chief.
I got
says Destin
so
Legary.
many people tweeting hashtag Team Chief and a few Team Locks, which I just responded boo to.
Change the name of the show to Podcast Unlock because he's not here.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah, he can go.
UNLOCKE.
Fun fact:
It's the Unlock.
he also recommended
Like the Uncolor.
Arbiter be murdered. So if you like Arbiter, Locke's just a good guy all around.
Anyway, the
I heard he hates puppies too.
wow. It's just gonna double down on it, aren't you, Destin?
Yeah.
Classic Lamont Bishop.
So Halo 5, we got to reveal the launch day multiplayer playlists for Xbox Live.
Nice.
They include a Warzone playlist, Warzone Assault, Team Arena, Slayer, Breakout, a free-for-all, SWAT, and Weekend Social, which will include a bunch of random things. Good core group of stuff here, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot at launch, and I'm excited that there's gonna be more to come. And it's like this game is just going to control every minute of my weekend. Like I'm gonna stop playing Destiny to play Halo, and I'm gonna play a lot of Warzone.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna watch the Fall of Reach animated thing, and
Halo
this
might-
is gonna be the best-selling game of the month.
Halo might be the game that makes me move on from Destiny.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, it's gonna be like this game owns the month, and will probably succeed in owning future months with its massive amount of free updates.
It's also
Yeah,
going to own
all
about
the free
60
maps.
terabytes of my hard drive space.
Yeah, man.
60 terabytes.
The biggest game ever.
Gigabytes. Sorry.
I'm gonna own a lot of Doritos if they have rec packs in them.
Oh, jeez,
You
yeah.
need 60 of the Forza Xbox Ones in order to
yeah.
Yeah,
It's only
60
$24,000.
gigs.
Gigs,
so
yeah.
which was that's comparable to Master Chief Collection, and that was 4 games.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a punch in the gut.
That's but hey, that's kind of par for the course these days.
Yeah.
Time to buy that external drive if you haven't already.
Nation FX.
Yeah.
I delete
Never.
it, but it keeps coming back.
Yeah.
I can't get rid of it.
It's like when Destiny appears on your PS4 dashboard. Pool Nation's just there forever
there.
on your Xbox One. You
Yeah.
can't get rid of it.
We also learned in talking to Quinn Del Hoyo for this story that Big Team Battle, music to my ears, don't know when it's quite coming yet, but I asked him, so okay, where does Big Team Battle fit in with any of these playlists or any of these maps? It's like it's gonna get its own maps.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
yay for Big Team
That's
Battle
great.
specific maps, which is great news because the arena maps are probably too small and the Warzone maps
Way too
big.
big.
So we'll be can't keeping our ear out for more details on that.
You have a note about the movie we were talking about last week?
Which, of course, the unlocked curse strikes again the morning after the show goes up. Trailer drops.
I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. Like, I'm obviously I'm excited for it. I'm gonna watch it, but stylistically, that movie looks like it does not know what it wants to do. It's got like 4 different animation styles in that trailer.
Yeah, visually, I wasn't super impressed by it visually.
I understand where you guys are coming from. I'm still going to watch it just because I love that
It's a
story.
great story.
I'm a little worried they're going to tone it down because, like, some pretty messed up stuff happens in that story. So, we'll see.
Hopefully not, because it is, on the internet. It doesn't have to be rated PG-13.
They've also, like, it's an M-rated game, so it's supposed to be,
actually,
if you
it's
own
not.
This game, it's really,
Yeah.
it is
Remember?
this time. That's right.
Which, actually, a lot of people, while we're on the subject, a lot of people have been tweeting me about that. Like, oh, what's up with this? And I think it's more just a course correction.
It's always been a teen-rated game with
Halo
an M on it.
probably never should have been rated M.
Totally. It's always been a teen-rated game with an M on it, though.
Yeah, in comparison to other M-rated games, it kind of never really is like, well, there's purple alien
I was
blood.
about to say, it's a green robot fighting purple aliens.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, there's nothing super duper mature about it.
Well, now they're fighting other, humanoid type figures. So, with the 2 teams going against each other.
Yeah, but it's not like you're like shoving a dude's eyeball into glass.
Right.
Like
You don't know
Black
yet.
Ops.
You don't know how dirty
I
it's going to get.
I hope Locke does that to Master Chief.
No, that won't happen. That's not
blinds
going to
that
happen.
fool.
That's not going to happen. Whoa, what?
no,
You
you're
heard
in-
me blind
you're in-
somebody?
Nothing could ever happen to my Chief.
You're in pure denial about everything. It's so good. No, he's the best.
Chief's
he
going
can't
to be
lose.
fine. Fun fact, the Spartan 2s are 48 years old.
I hope the plot twist is that the hunt for Master Chief is you play one mission as Master Chief in Blue Team and Locke finds them and kills them all.
Oh my god. Like he detonates the ship.
Yeah, like
that they're on
mission
or
1 is
something.
Locke. You're like, all right, we got him. Bop, bop, bop. Let's go, boom team. Credits.
Oh my goodness.
And then it rotates between Fire Team Osiris and Arbiter the rest of the game. We got you guys!
That'd be a twist.
So good.
Oh god, I hope
So good.
Oh, we were talking about the Fall of Reach. That's actually coming out on the 27th.
Same day as the game, because
I think that's a mistake.
we couldn't get a straight answer. Yeah, why not give me a week before?
4 days before.
Let me watch
just
it a week
get
before.
people
Yeah.
hyped, Catch them up on the story.
Yeah, it seems kind of foolish.
Yeah. No one's going to sit there and watch probably the hour and a half movie.
Hey, I got my disc. I've been waiting 3 years for this. But I want to know what Blue Team...
Yeah.
I'm going to play.
I gotta know where Mr. Chief came from.
Mr. Chief.
People are going to watch that way later. It's a great story. So.
All right.
Hopefully you've read the book.
Locke's origin story's better.
Suck it, Destiny.
He was paralyzed.
do you
and then
know
he was paralyzed and he got in a plane crash and he was able to walk again.
That did not happen at all.
Don't tell me that, dude.
Not according to Destiny
Yeah.
Liguri, Locke-obsessed lore master.
His planet was glass at the age of 6. He came from like a wealthy family.
I thought we were talking about
I just
John
did a
Locke.
write-up. I just did a write-up on all the fire team members.
And all your favorite fire
So,
team
yeah.
members.
Not
like
Locke. No. Locke's boring.
Anyway.
Stop it. I know what you're doing.
Tomb Raider, that game. Remember that's Microsoft's other big fall game that we're not thinking about right now because we're thinking too much about
Is it really going to be a fall game?
Marty?
This is the hill I'm going to die on. I made it.
Hey,
This
Marty,
is what you're fighting for.
in all
I
caps,
already decided.
you still think it's getting delayed to 2016?
I got so many
It's
tweets about
gone gold, Marty.
this.
Do you know what that means?
This is the hill
it proves nothing.
This is the hill I'm going to
It's
die
not. It doesn't mean it's encased in gold and can't be finished until 2016. It means it's finished.
I've seen things about Goldfinger. He killed people and painted them gold. Maybe this is what's happening here. I don't know. I don't think so.
Let's talk more about horrible season passes.
Great.
Or potentially horrible season passes. Tomb Raider's got one.
Great.
$30 for this guy. Now, on paper, this to me sounds like a huge waste of money. You're getting endurance mode. Survive the extreme conditions of endurance mode.
Is this like
that's the description?
Is it a
you
difficulty level?
Yeah, you just stand outside and it snows and you try not to die.
It's like don't starve.
Yeah, you just stand in place and you don't die.
Man, why can't they just sell dance emotes or something? That's such a great model.
Now, save that for your show.
Yeah.
There's Baba Yaga, the Temple of the Witch, which is a new tomb. That I'm all about.
That sounds right. I want to
That
fight a
sounds
witch.
great.
$50 right there.
But like one area. In your season pass,
Hold
you got
on. I'm not defending the whole thing.
Yaga,
all
man.
right. Vintage
Cold
BY.
Darkness Awakened. Combat waves of infected predators.
Yawn.
Horde mode.
Oh,
Wave-based
my
combat?
Unless it's actual predators and the hit film predators.
So Horde
You may
mode.
remember me from such movies as Predator 2.
Horde mode.
I'm getting too
Tomb.
old for this. And other various in-game
Oh my
content.
God.
Quote, a steady stream of outfits, weapons, and expedition
No.
cards.
I was
That
just joking, but those are basically dancing.
That will be available at launch and continuing for more than 4 months. So obviously this is a single-player game. Do whatever makes you happy. You're not affecting any online player base, but there's nothing about that to me that says I should spend $30. Now, at least I'll give them credit for telling us what's in the season
True.
pass.
However, the content of the season pass sucks. It is one tomb.
Yep.
One tomb.
Hey, there's Horde mode and Endurance mode. Survive the extreme conditions of Endurance mode.
Guys, it's Baba Yaga's too.
So $30, 50% of the game's price gets you endurance mode, which is probably like a wave-based thing.
Well, that's what the Cold
It's just like
Darkness
how long
thing
can you
is.
go without dying
Yeah.
in the campaign or something, you know?
Oh yeah, I bet it's like a permadeath thing.
Yeah.
So it's okay. New mode.
That should be
New Game
in the
Plus.
core product, in my opinion. If that's what it is, that's a little ridiculous. They're charging
So
for it.
new mode.
Yeah.
New gameplay thing with the wave-based thing and one tomb. That's
It's Baba Yaga's too.
Baba Yaga. $40 of content with Baba Yaga.
And just
$30.
because
Oh, yeah.
every story has like some sort of horrible negative twist to it this week, I want to reemphasize Tomb Raider is really fun. I've played
Game's
it.
really
Very
good.
excited for the game. Purely hating on the season
Yeah,
pass,
not
not
gonna buy
the game
that.
itself.
Not gonna buy that at all. Probably will spend $50 on
I
the stupid Battlefront pass.
Literally don't think I've ever bought a season pass for a game that I wasn't reviewing, which I didn't really.
I bought the
guess
Shadow of
I
Mordor season pass because I was really high on that game. I was like, this is really good. I'm
Which
really
one?
enjoying it. Mordor.
Oh, Shadow of Mordor, yeah.
And I was super excited, and the season pass content sounded awesome.
Yeah.
And I just never got back to it. I bought it
What
and
was
never
it? It was
played
like
it.
you can play as a female lead.
Yeah,
and-
they did an expansion with the
Yeah.
one of the women in the campaign. She had her own story arc, and then
Yeah.
they did a
Was it
historic.
Baba Yaga?
Baba Yaga was
Not
there.
quite.
They did a prequel thing
Hey,
with Celebrimbor,
Baba Yaga.
where you are. It's like during his time working with
That's right.
Sauron.
Oh, okay.
It was like really good stuff, and I just never got to it.
Oh.
I'm co-opting the Macarena for
Baba Yaga's
Yaga
too.
and Tomb Raider, yeah.
All right, we don't like this, but what skin do you think they're going to give Lara? Do you think it'll be a lightning skin from Final Fantasy? Same publisher, right?
What?
Oh, I thought
her
that was an
skin, one of-
awful. I thought
yeah,
that was an
I'm
awful
waiting for the segue.
I was
no,
too.
not segueing.
That I would be way behind that. I would be a big fan.
Well, I
If
mean,
you could
they
play
do
as
say-
Laura Lightning.
Outfits,
They have a bunch
you
of
know.
in the Lara Croft Go mobile game. They have a bunch of Square Enix skins,
Yeah.
like the Just
Yeah.
Cause. It's crappy
There's a
Just Cause
Hitman
costume.
one.
That's what
There's
it's gonna
awesome
be.
Hitman costume and a Deus Ex costume.
What the hell is the Just Cause costume? What is that guy
I-
wearing?
It's
in-
him with the arm. And
In
the,
Lara Croft
yeah.
Go, it's like she has a blue.
What if it's Tomb Raider and you can do the grapple on everything?
Super down. She's got like a crappy blue shirt and red suspenders. It's like it's Rico. No, it's not. Get out of here.
Lara's dressed up as Rico for Halloween.
Man,
basically.
is Just Cause still coming out this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
December?
December.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That game, I'm worried it's going to get kind of swallowed up.
That game is ruined.
Yeah, we'll see.
It looks good. It looks like a good game. I'm just sad that it would be launching against so many behemoth
Yep.
titles.
Well, after them, not even
Yeah.
against them, after
Yeah.
Are you
them.
saying that it could be cursed like Baba Yaga? This is the first time I ever saw this. I'm a big fan.
Marty's on board.
It's like the name Baba
season
Yaga.
Tell me
Guys,
one fact about Baba Yaga.
Oh, dude, she went to finishing school. She learned how to be a real good lady.
Did you meet her in college? Like, do you know this person?
No, I never met Baba Yaga, but I bought her VHS.
Good friends with Bob O'Reilly.
Good friends with Bob O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baba Yaga makes real sweet pierogies.
Man.
In Slavic folklore,
You know what pierogies are.
Yeah.
You get points there.
in Slavic folklore, Baba Yaga is a supernatural being, or one of a trio of sisters of the same name, who appears as a deformed and/or ferocious-looking woman. Baba Yaga flies around in a mortar, wields a pestle, and dwells deep in the forest in a hut, usually described as standing on chicken legs.
Oh, that sounds rad.
So it's the Blair Witch?
It's kind of like the Blair Witch.
Yeah. I'm a little more interested.
end of the-
Honestly, that makes me a little
At
more
the end of the
interested.
tomb, Lara's just standing in the facing the corner. Just weeping.
Crying, snot coming out of her nose.
Oh, my goodness.
Baba Yaga's just a weird witch.
All right. So yeah, next bit of bad news on the show this week. Shovel Knight, which is one of the best indie games of this generation so far. It's totally 8-bit on purpose. It's fantastic. It's on every platform, including Xbox One. Its retail Xbox One version that was planned has been canceled. The reason cited by developer Yacht Club Games is, quote, publishing policies on that platform that are totally beyond our control.
Oh.
So there are, of course, two sides to every story, but it sounds like they ran into a snag in the deal with Microsoft, if that's how I'm
So
interpreting
wait,
it.
we're not getting Shovel Knight at all?
No,
you can buy it
Just
digitally.
retail.
Okay,
digital
yeah.
only.
But the bad news here
Can't
is...
get a box copy.
Yeah, which, I mean, people listening to this show doesn't affect them. They can go on Marketplace. They know how to go do that. But, you know, a storefront facing and a retail presence represents a lot of potential new sales
brand
for any game.
awareness,
Particularly, you know, this is an indie game. It's not, you know, just to be in a GameStop, to be in a Best Buy would be a huge opportunity for Yacht Club on this. And so it'll be there for PS4 and I guess probably a PC disc as well. But and I don't know, maybe a Wii. I don't know if
They
there's
might.
a Wii U physical,
They've got the
but-
Amiibo coming. I don't know if they're going to
Yeah.
do a disc release.
But
though.
yeah, it's just it's
I doubt
unfortunate that for whatever behind closed doors reason that there will be no Xbox One retail version of
Bummer for them. I love those guys.
of
I love
Shovel
that
Knight.
game.
So yeah, if you do want to get Shovel Knight, just go grab it off Marketplace, which you probably would have done anyway. Again, if you're listening to this show, but nevertheless, bummer for Yacht Club. Shall we keep the bad news rolling for one more
Oh, my
story
goodness.
before we go?
Why not?
The segment's cursed.
Why not?
Baba Yaga.
Gotta admit, after Mitch read the description, I'm actually kind of interested in the DLC. $50
It's one
though.
tomb.
Chief and
$50
Lock. Chief
now.
and Lock. It's $30. Chief and Lock tore us apart. Baba Yaga brought us together. Power of love.
Oh yeah,
Power of
sorry. The
Baba.
Battlefront thing was 50. That's right.
Yes.
I keep
Yeah.
goofing.
Yeah.
$30 is a lot for one tomb.
You know what? If you're
And a
mad,
stupid horde mode.
if you're mad about the price of it, Dustin, you can just go on strike,
Yeah,
which is what
I might.
some other folks might do.
Thanks, Marty.
That was really
Welcome,
good. And
man.
Destin is
Solid.
straight blowing it right now.
He's asleep at the wheel.
Marty did great.
Thanks, man.
Let's give Marty props.
Yeah,
on
so,
that.
uh,
I like this.
yeah, good job, Marty.
Look at this.
Video game voice actors may be going on strike. I was supposed to print the extra page. Did
Did
I
you not do
it?
it?
No, you
Did
didn't.
not?
You
I
told
thought
me
you got
back.
it. All right.
Yes!
Responsible.
Because there was just too
McCaffrey,
much
we
here
call
to
him.
read. So let me
Adulthood.
just
Preparedness.
Luke Riley's IGN story on this just summed up everything perfectly. So I want to just give it to you here. The Screen Actors Guild American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, or SAG-AFTRA, they confirmed their strike referendum was a resounding success with over 96% of its members voting in favor of a potential strike. Now, they're not striking yet, but it does give the union the authority to declare a strike if they remain unhappy with their ongoing negotiations with video game publishers. So SAG-AFTRA is looking for residuals for games that sell over 2 million units. This is for the voice actors. They're looking for stunt pay for vocally stressful recording sessions, which I would have to interpret as
Screaming, basically.
or
Yeah.
some crazy monster that Nolan North
Yeah,
has to
yeah.
conjure up from the bowels of his soul.
Yeah.
That just trashes his voice.
The ghost in Destiny. That's what you just.
They're looking for a stunt coordinator to be on set during performance capture.
Oh, like mocap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one makes sense.
Quote, with this result in hand, the negotiating committee will seek to return to the bargaining table and continue to press for a fair resolution on behalf of performers working in video games, explained SAG-AFTRA in its statement. Their deal had expired at the end of last year, and negotiations between publishers and SAG-AFTRA have not gone well in February and of June when they've come to the table. So I am all for performers getting paid more because that's kind of what we do. in
Yeah,
a sense.
absolutely.
So I'm all for it. And now I've tweeted this before, and people have said, well, what about you don't want video game developers to get paid? This isn't about video game developers. This is a totally different thing.
We can talk about different things and have opinions
Developers,
about them, while
I
other
mean,
things remain
'cause
important.
Developers unionizing is sort of a whole separate issue that's been talked about here and there, like, could they, should they?
Yeah.
They're not. And, you know, because, of course, game developers should be paid. They devote 80 hours a week for 3 years
Yeah.
of their entire lives
make a
foregoing
product.
family time and
Can you
personal
imagine
time.
how unionizing would destroy the games industry, though? The idea of crunch, like, literally couldn't
yeah.
exist.
Games would be delayed so much more often. You would play fewer games. There would be fewer developers.
Maybe they'd be better.
And they'd ship an even more, bare bones stuff than we're getting with
We might
stuff
never
this
see the light
generation.
of Baba Yaga.
Poor Baba Yaga.
But yeah, so
Maybe developers, like the people that come up with projects, would have more creative control over saying yes and no to things if that happened.
maybe,
So it could make for a better product.
maybe. But for now, the video game voice actors, including the likes of Nolan North, Troy Baker, etc., maybe not working for a little while. So if there's a game that's coming out in a year or two from now that you've been looking forward to, not saying it'll get delayed, but might get a little wrench thrown into things if this strike happens.
The one thing on this list I'm not sympathetic toward as the rest is residuals.
Yeah.
I just don't think that, like, those are not the people that deserve that.
The
in
voice
my eyes.
actors?
Yes.
I mean, they deserve something.
I
mean,
agree.
saying they don't
So-
deserve
But they
anything.
deserve great and fair working conditions. They deserve the pay that they deserve. I don't necessarily agree that those are the people that should be earning the residuals on the success of something someone made.
Well,
But
they make,
hold on, but we're
that's
not
like
again.
saying a screenwriter.
You have to separate the game developers, who usually have some sort of bonus system,
Right.
from what they're wanting doesn't affect the development team.
They're not taking away from anybody.
But it does, because it's money from that studio. Money that studio would use.
It's money from
otherwise.
the publisher, not from the studio.
But, like, what about an indie game that has, like, a voice actor in SAG
Yeah.
who sells 2 million copies?
Well, that's then the indie developer's probably doing cartwheels at that point.
Yeah.
But-
Sure.
well, they're not
And
talking about.
like,
they're not
it's
talking
not like
about
they're like we get half.
No,
Right,
I mean,
no, of course.
I sort of understand part of where Mitch is coming from because in the grand scheme of development, a actor puts in far less time into a game than like a designer would or an
True,
artist.
that is true.
And it's sort of the same when you look at like the Robert Downey Jr. getting $50 or $100 million on being in an Avengers movie when he probably shoots for 3-4 weeks,
Right.
whereas the movie's in production for
Yeah.
a year and a half because the guys in Taiwan working on the special effects are toiling away for the better part of a year.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't really have.
But
I
Mitch,
see both sides of it.
I just think that in film, like, film is about the performance. Like, it hinges on those people. And obviously games require great performances from strong actors,
Yeah.
and that really helps sell universe and characters. But games are so much, they're about more than the people.
So
That
what
is
about
true. Animated films then? I mean, it's the same territory you're getting into there. Like a Pixar film, the voice actor makes those characters. You know, they get a cut. Why should it be any different in a video game where
Because
the
the
voice
ex-
actor?
The experience is the same. You're still making a film.
Yeah.
And a film, the way you engage with the film is still the same, whether it's animated or live action. With a game, what makes you enjoy a game isn't necessarily the people, but they can certainly improve it.
Yeah, films
That's
don't have
true.
systems or mechanics.
that is true.
Like, if I'm playing a game that has a great performance, that's a great bonus, and if it has a great story, that's awesome. But when you play a game, you're probably not playing it for that. You're probably playing it because it has a really cool loop, and you are interested in progression and all
That's
these other
5 minutes
things
of fun or
that
5 seconds of fun.
exactly that a group
Yeah.
of people have designed and programmed and built specifically to
So
keep you engaged.
could The Last of Us
playing.
be a good example of that? Or even how about let's keep it Xbox. Halo 5, Steve Downs and Jen Taylor. You don't think that if Halo 5 sells 10 million copies, they shouldn't get a little extra something on the back
And the
end?
percentage is probably going to be correlated to their, contribution.
'Cause
Yeah.
Now, Mitch, I will say,
will be
if
I'm
different
not
I'm
than
saying they
film.
don't deserve anything. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it seems like that's the one where I'm like, I don't
But
know.
if I'm remembering the interpretation of this story correctly, I believe they were going to take a little less up front in
Interesting.
exchange for the potential of that back end on those milestones.
That's interesting because voice actors do get paid a lot up front. Like, for 4 hours of work, it's thousands of dollars.
Oh, it's my dream job. I would go be a voice actor in a second if I could make a living doing it.
Absolutely. Be rich. That's an interesting twist. I don't know.
In any case,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an interesting,
will
hairy
see.
subject.
Maybe
and
we'll go
it's
back to
not super easy to
games
solve.
like Resident Evil 1 where you just get like a janitor to voice your characters.
I hope
Like,
this
well,
isn't Chris's blood.
Yeah.
If only we could go back in time and fix everything.
I love you. That was great. That was so great.
Back to the Future is available on Xbox One on the Xbox Marketplace this week. That's Telltale's adventure game based on Back to the Future.
Which, of course, has been out on 360
Yeah.
and last-gen platforms. But, yeah, I never finished. I only got into, midway into Episode 2. I will be now tempted to go back just because it's on my primary platform,
It's only
Xbox One.
$20. 30th anniversary this
Yeah.
year. How do you feel about the Back to the Future 2 Cubs
The
World
Prophecy?
Series? Yeah, the Prophecy.
So, am originally from New Jersey.
Okay.
So I grew up a Mets fan.
Okay.
In the 80s and 90s until my first ever games were at Shea Stadium in New York. So Mets fan. And then when our family moved out to Arizona, there was no baseball team. So still I would just follow the Mets from afar. And then I became a Diamondbacks fan when they were awarded the expansion team in 1995. So where I'm going with this, which will, depending when you hear this, might be completely irrelevant.
Well,
the Mets are in a deciding do-or-die Game 5 with the Dodgers tomorrow.
Thursday.
So if the Mets win, I have to be pulling for the Mets against the Cubs in the National League Championship Series. However, if the Dodgers beat my Mets, I'm fully embracing the Back to the Future 2 prophecy narrative and will be a temporary Cubs fan.
All right.
That's where I stand on that issue.
Big fan.
The Cubbies.
Thanks for bringing it up, Mitch.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
That was baseball talk.
What else can we spend our money on?
WRC 5 FIA World Rally Championship for $60 if you're into rally racing. I'm sure that's
for our European audience.
Definitely. Wasteland 2 Director's Cut is $40 on Xbox One digitally. Had no idea that was coming.
Glad it's here.
The Jackbox Party Pack 2, $25. Don't know what's in that.
The first one was really good.
It was awesome. So good. Those guys really
That's the
get
You
games.
Don't Know Jack people.
Yeah, I think the first one had like Fibbage and all sorts of wacky games like that.
Yeah.
Lots of fun party games. Battle Islands is a free-to-play game.
Strategy game.
Okay. 3/4 Home, Marty. Your game of the year.
Yeah, you said it was sad, right? So we all played it, right?
Nope.
So, no,
I
Can we
have
talk
not.
about it? Yeah.
I said I knew of this game and I heard it was sad. I said all that stuff without actually playing it.
We all played it now, though, right? Can we
Nope.
talk about it for a little while?
Still no.
I'm like halfway through it.
Yeah.
5
Okay.
seconds did you
Yeah.
ask me last time. Still
Mitch,
not
did
played.
you play it?
It's
finished it?
still no.
Yeah.
He's
How far
still-
did you get?
He's still 0/4 home, probably even less than Ryan.
Oh, I played through it.
I know you played through
Yeah.
it. Well, we'll save it. How about we'll play it? We'll play it, and next time we'll do a little talk about
We'll
it.
do a play and say.
Yeah, so it's like 2 hours, right? Hour and a half, 2
I'd
hours.
say about hour and a half, 2 hours.
All right,
Yeah, like
cool.
it's just holding down that trigger. That's the real challenge.
Yeah, that's one tough thing. That's what was making fun of me. But you got to continually hold down
Or else the game
R
stops.
trigger, or else
Otherwise
the
it
car
pauses,
stops,
yeah.
and the dialogue choices stop coming up. And he was like, "What do you think so far?" And I'm like, "It's pretty cool, but my finger's literally getting tired."
Just
Duct
tape,
tape it.
tape the
Just
trigger
tape it
down.
down.
And he
Yeah, I
made
was
fun
like,
of me for
what?
being a baby. And then the next day, that's how he finished. I'm like, "Well, what'd you think?" He's like, "Yeah, my finger's starting to get tired." I'm like, "Yeah, you're not used to holding the trigger down for that long."
So good. That game's $5.
They should just do what I do when I'm in a car and just put a real cool brick right on.
It's a lot of like
Marty's
hold the
not
trigger and
licensed to
X.
drive.
So while you guys were playing, did you ever go back?
You can go backwards.
I think you can go back.
Car's got reverse, Marty.
Do I gotta hold the L
Because
trigger?
it's all dialogue options. Yeah, anyway.
Do you start talking like the Velvet Room in Twin Peaks? Wait, the Velvet Room's in Persona.
Yep.
Persona's pretty much Japanese Twin Peaks. Mitch, what else is
my
going on?
Anyway, that game was interesting. I wanna
Games
talk
of
about
Gold this month for all month long is Valiant Hearts: The Great War. That's the 2D Ubisoft World War I game.
it. Did you play that one? You played that one, right?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
It was a real cool dog, though.
It's got a great dog. The Walking Dead first season
good boy.
is available.
I like that one.
starting this week from October 16th
Lot
to
of the
November
feels.
15th on Xbox One. It will be also on Xbox 360 that day. Same amount. Nope.
Excellent.
Nope,
Wait,
that's different.
Wait, it's still.
There's a
Yeah,
period there,
All right.
and then it's Xbox
Got
360.
it. I am.
Yeah.
No,
Colon.
it will also be on 360.
It is
that
on
day.
360 the same day, but it ends October 31st rather than November 15th as it is on Xbox One. That's what tripped me up.
Yeah.
But on 360 for the first half of the month, available.
Which is
Hopefully,
almost over.
Yeah,
the first
by
half
the time
of the
you're
month.
listening to this, it might be too late to get Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground
Did you
Zeroes
see
for
something
free.
Get Tomb Raider
snapshot
still.
In.
Because I think Tomb Raider ends when Ground Zeroes ends.
No, probably. Well,
I
you
don't
can probably
remember.
go if you literally
Yeah.
go right now. I think it was on Xbox One where if you go into the free games for Ground Zeroes, it just said Solid Snake returns with an exclamation point. It's like, no, he doesn't.
No, that's not.
That's not even the right character.
Not even in that
That's
game.
funny.
That's really good. That's it. We got trivia coming up next.
Excellent. All right. Let's see here. Let's give away something, but not right now.
Are you giving me the Xbox?
Next week, right?
Yeah, so this is going to be next week's prize. This week, our winner is Oscar Nino from
Sorry,
Chicago. Speaking of the Cubbies.
Just
What does
missed
Oscar
it.
get?
Oscar, I don't know. I'm going to dig something up in my...
Oscar doesn't get the $400 thing you're $400 thing you're currently
Oscar,
spooning.
congratulations! You
I
get
said no.
a code
I
for
said
some other
this is
game.
for next week. Give me a break. Oscar hates me, that's for sure. But
Oscar's like, oh my
But
god,
hold
I'm
on.
gonna get.
Oscar had no expectation to win that, so it's not that bad.
Did he know?
People
before?
next week? No, I just announced it. Top of the show. Maybe you were here.
I know. It's just, I'm imagining Oscar like, oh, there's the new console. Did I win the new? Oh no.
Oh, Dustin, during the 8-second break, I played 3/4 home.
About time.
All right, so yeah, the Forza Motorsport Xbox One bundle we'll give away next week. What you got to do is what, Mitch?
Unlocked.IGN.com.
Send your trivia question.
Wow.
Sorry, I
You
was
really dropped the ball.
I was
on that
making sure
one.
the timing was okay and that everything was good.
Yeah.
I was
Anyway,
not here.
yeah, send an Xbox-related trivia question. Make it a good one. I need 4 multiple-choice answers. Note the correct one in your email. Gonna need your mailing address on this one, too, so if you win, I know where to ship the machine. And then you mail it. Where, Mitch?
Unlocked.IGN.com.
So, not a Forza Motorsport 6 console winner, Oscar Nino, does get
Man.
something interesting.
You'll get something.
Ice cold, McCaffrey.
Congrats, Oscar.
That's life, Mitch. That's life. What
We're
can
teaching
I say?
Oscar a valuable lesson right now.
So, Oscar wonders
get your hopes
which
up.
of these he was reading how recently, I talked to Phil and asked him about the whole what's up with Final Fantasy 14 thing, and Phil was like, that's kind of a business deal, and I can't really do anything about that as far as getting Final Fantasy 14 on Xbox One. So Oscar wrote in and said, hey, what was the first Final Fantasy game that did appear on an Xbox console? Was it 10? Was it Final Fantasy 11 Online, Crystal Defenders, or Final Fantasy 13? Y'all got your answers written down?
Yeah, I'm a little worried about this one.
So I will again, we'll draw out the suspense a little bit.
I thought Mitch was unzipping his pants for a second.
Woo!
It's audio. It could be whatever
He
the
must be real
imagination.
confident. Mitch and Destin tied for the Dookie lead with 16.
That's right.
Couple of
Oh my
dookies.
god.
12 points for Marty, still in it.
Thanks, guys.
Still in it. So I'll go to Marty first. What do you think, Marty?
Boom.
I saw the word Final Fantasy. I was like, I'm going to get this. I'm a big Final Fantasy fan. And I was like, oh, crap. I'm deciding between 2 of them. It's definitely not 10 or Crystal Defenders, which literally never came.
I think it was canceled.
That's a game.
According to Destin, it's a game. I was trying to think, because 13 came, but that was much after 11. And I was like, did 11 come to 360? And I was like, I kind of remember it having achievements, and so I said yes, 11.
11. Destin, what do you say?
11.
Mitch?
Did he though? Show me that. Show me that circled. All right.
Mitch?
It's also what I said.
Yeah, all
That'd
right.
been real crummy if you cheated. After we bonded.
I was
over
worried it
Baba
might
Yagi.
be
Yeah.
Crystal Defenders. So Marty, that was a huge sigh of relief when you were like,
You're all right.
Yeah.
Good job.
Crystal
Yeah,
Defenders.
it was.
wasn't a game.
Was
Suck it,
11.
Sean Finnegan.
That
Shark
was, it was a
season.
big deal when Final Fantasy
Yeah.
came to Xbox.
Yeah.
So this one was like pretty easy. Plus, I played the crap out of 11.
Why?
I don't know why. I
Turns
like
out he has
Final
an addictive
Fantasy.
personality.
Yeah, who knew?
Who knew?
Usually I give up on MMOs though. I get about to main class 30, subclass 15, and
That
then I
game,
just quit.
because Microsoft was seemingly desperate to get a Final Fantasy on an Xbox console, Square was allowed to basically violate every single rule
yeah.
of Xbox Live.
It had like separate online stuff,
It
separate
did-
from
it did-
live.
Yep,
Play
separate from
online.
live, play
you couldn't,
online.
You couldn't delete it.
You couldn't delete it without the
Yeah.
disc.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Couldn't delete it without the disc.
Yeah,
He's talked about it a few times on the show.
Or at least the beta that we had in OXM.
Yeah.
You needed the disc to. You needed the beta disc to remove the demo. And people were like, "I threw away that disc." I'm like, "I'm sorry."
That is insane.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
Sorry, bruh. Can't help
Buy
you.
a new hard drive, I guess.
Sorry, Kupo.
So yeah.
Marty got that joke.
All right. And we already told you how to win the Forza thingy, so we'll see how many 1,000 entries we get for that, like we got for the last one.
Unlocked.IGN.com.
And we'll play next week.
Maybe we'll get some really good trivia, and Mitch will fail, and I'll succeed.
Let's hope. Yeah, we got to get some different answers, opposing answers next week,
Yeah.
so to get a little more drama going. You
Which
all
of the
agree.
4 answers describe Locke? Perfect. The best. Better than Chief. All of above.
Oh, no.
I just want a Forza pack.
Good job, Marty.
Thanks,
You
Mitch.
win. Yeah, just hand it over.
there you go.
I feel like I'd get mugged if I carried this home through the Tenderloin.
Absolutely.
Hi, guys! Or I'd leave it at a bar. I'm irresponsible. It's probably good I'm not father.
I can't wait. I have no money left to tip. All right, just take this.
Just,
Let's go. It's late in the day.
It
Yeah,
is.
Let's get
What
out of
time
here.
is it? Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
it's really time to
It's
go.
17:05.
I was at a thing all day today, so we had to record late, which is why the video will be up later, which you may or may not care about, but audio will be up.
Do you have a prediction on what big event is going to happen tomorrow morning? Obviously, because we always an event.
Oh,
happens
yeah.
The day after we
Oh,
record.
day after a show?
Oh, Xbox price drop.
Xbox One.
That'll be it.
that'll be
No.
it.
Xbox One canceled.
Yeah. We're exiting the console race.
Phil said, you know what? I don't know if we can catch PS4, so F it. We're out.
So Tomb Raider's not coming out this fall.
Yeah,
Woo!
Marty wins. Let's plug some stuff. Marty, what are you up to?
I don't do a lot. No, I am doing so many things right now. I'm about to start reviewing Tales from the Borderlands, which we know is out next week.
Wait, is this the end finally?
This is the end, episode 5.
Woo!
Episode 4
This
was a
is the
bummer
end.
because obviously that's what happens, but episode 5.
I liked episode 4. You didn't.
No, you're the only person I've heard who said that.
I'm at the one where you meet the robot. Does that make sense?
This is incredibly
That's
vague.
5 minutes
Sorry,
into the first.
orb.
Gortys?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
the best. Yes, check that out. That'll be up early next week, right before we record next week. Other than that, the big thing which we've all participated in, which is Top 100.
Oh, yeah.
Which has been going up all week. By the time you hear this, it's 3/5
It ends Friday,
done.
so
Yeah.
Friday's
Yeah.
is when
We're
it'll all
Top
be.
100
3/5
games.
3/4?
We're 3/5 home. A lot of cool Xbox games
Mitch,
in
you play
there.
it?
Yeah, finally played it.
Yeah, that was a real fun
It
project.
was a real fun game.
Do that one. Do a Star Wars.
I'm trying to remember if I had to stab anyone to get KOTOR on it. Did KOTOR make it? I don't
Yeah,
even
that made
remember.
I think it must.
Also,
It
check
had
out
to have, right?
History. Check out History of Awesome. I was on that talking about KOTOR.
Nice.
Talked about a lot of Xbox stuff this
Nice.
week. Those aren't coming out for like
you-
2 months probably.
You'll see
Whatever.
those when
Yeah.
we future.
Yeah.
And we're gonna follow you on Twitter at MickBiggity, 2
Yes,
G's, 2 T's.
please do that.
Destin?
Follow me on Twitter at Destin Legary. I'm working on building a Lego thing tomorrow. I have like all these weird one-off projects that I'm doing.
Nice.
Building a Halo Lego thing,
Oh, yeah.
and
Some
I'm
Mega
doing
Bloks.
doing some Forza racing actually. The Fast and Furious cars are gonna race. It's gonna be really fun.
Sweet.
I'm gonna win. Yeah,
Don't you
that's
mean
right.
you're gonna Vin Diesel?
Oh!
No, he drove the Dodge.
We didn't know what car
I
you were
don't-
driving.
I'm driving the Supra.
You didn't say that.
I thought everybody knew everything I did all the time.
You
Understandable.
moved your. You don't even sit near me anymore. I don't know anything you're
Your
doing.
job. You're just playing Destiny all the time, but then you're like, no, I'm doing Legos and driving cars. Is it a real car? Is it a fake car?
Doing trivia
Sometimes
in
it's
the
real. Yeah.
This
Do you
guy.
ever-
This
if-
guy.
If you're driving a real car, use my 60-second pro tip. Put a brick down there instead of a foot.
I'm also working on 5 features, but they're
That's
not
called
in the
cruise
band
control,
in the
Marty.
thing yet.
Ooh,
Like Star Wars posters. I have a bunch of weird
why
one-offs
Master
this
Chief
month.
sucks.
No.
Wylock is
that's
so
not it.
handsome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bald is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's all. Oh,
Actually,
no.
Chief's probably
Ask Vin
bald over
Diesel.
there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's probably all scabby though. He's probably got
Ew.
Darth Vader head.
That's true. You're right, actually.
Probably.
Probably
Ugly old
does.
Sebastian Stan. I don't want to look.
We
at
know
that
he's
guy.
like chalk white,
Yeah, he
based
looks
on
like he looks like Sebastian Stan.
Stop talking bad about Chief. Mark.
Mitch?
Follow me at MitchyD on Twitter. Look up my feature on IGN about how EA tried to humanize the company over the last couple of years.
It's a really nice feature.
I am not a human being!
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot I wrote a thing.
Did you?
Yeah, I wrote about Fireteam Osiris and
That was
Blue
actually
Team.
really good.
Yeah, I
It's also
spent
really
a lot
good
of time on
that
that.
you brought it
making-
up during my spotlight time.
Sorry,
Destin?
Sorry, Mitch.
Listen to IGN Overclock. That's our PC podcast. Listen to Destin's Stupid Destiny podcast for Destiny babies like me. Fireteam chat. I just got to talk bad about your show because you interrupted me.
That's fine.
That's all.
Understandable.
Fireteam
And
chat's
I'm
really
on
good.
Twitter at DMC_Ryan. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Just various stuff. Oh,
You got a whole bunch of.
You went to all
preview
the
stuff
events.
coming-
well,
we can't
yeah,
talk about what
they're
they
all,
are.
they're
but-
all embargoed, but we are the IGN First this month is
Yeah.
digital games, one a week, so 4 games instead of 1 game for a whole month. And this week's is a game that's for Xbox One called We Happy Few.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like an effed up Bioshocky-ish looking thing
by
that's
the
really
developers
cool.
of Contrast, which
Yes.
is a PS4 launch title that I like.
And Xbox fans will want to pay attention to one of the other 4
Yes.
games left in the month,
Yes,
too.
yes. Also, if you are in San Francisco on November 7th, which is a Saturday, you should come to Double Fine's Day of the Devs, which is an open, free public event here in San Francisco where there's going to be like 30 indie games playable and all their devs. And
Oh, cool.
It's going to be a ton of rad stuff like Tacoma and
Nice.
Drift and Abzu.
I've missed
and
those
Below
3
and-
years in a row. I'm sure something will come up this year, so I can't go again.
Yeah.
Wait, when is it?
Saturday, November 7th.
It's Extra Life again.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Why do they keep doing this?
Yeah.
Why does Double Fine hate?
That's why I missed it
sick
the last
kids?
couple of years. It's Extra Life.
Double Fine hates sick kids.
And you can do me a favor by going to my Twitter profile and clicking on the link where I have cool T-shirts for sale. And you can do IGN a favor by going to ign.com/prime. And $30 will get you a year of ad-free awesomeness on IGN, along with other things like free games and occasional beta access to things.
And if you liked podcast shows, you can buy shirts.
That is true.
Yeah, go to ign.com/store. I like plugging that because I actually like a lot of the designs of the shirts.
Yeah,
Such
They're
a
so
newer
soft.
Yeah.
the guys
They're
did
so soft.
They're really
Yeah.
soft. Yeah.
They're American
Yeah.
Apparels, aren't they?
Yeah.
Which are good. Those are I like those kind of shirts.
Is that company going out of business?
I think it is. Actually.
Back to uncomfortable
Get them
shirts.
while they're hot.
Anyway, we're out of here, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Yaga.